So sorry about that, guys. This was a personal one-on-one I'm doing with somebody. I was supposed to have it recorded from the start. But just to recap, we're just going over breaking support and resistances and how to know when to identify breaks. So back to recap, Patrick, right? So the market is making the higher high, right? Cool. Market makes the higher low.
Mhm.
Market makes a lower high, right? So some people say, okay, look, the bulls are losing pressure, right? But the trick is the market now made a new higher low, right? So like I was saying, I will not look for shorting opportunities until I see this higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. Until I see, hold on, until I see this this higher low get broken, I'm not looking for shorts. So what that would look like, if this is a higher low here, right?
Mhm.
If I get a lower high right here, I'll look for a shorting opportunity. So let me clone this. If I get this lower high right there, let me delete this line because it looks dumb. Okay, so if I get that lower high right here
Mhm.
at the previous higher low, if I get that, I'll look for shorts. Because what happens here is people see this lower high here and think double top sell. No, because you also have to remember one thing, right? When you look at this structure, overall trend's an uptrend. All this is just a pullback, you know? Especially with something
Mhm.
like this, when you look at the Euro USD, look how bullish this thing is, man. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why when you
For the
say
past
me the
couple of days.
huh?
For the past couple of days,
Yeah, it's
it's been
bullish.
really bullish. Yeah.
So that's why I was telling you. So like, let me delete all this, remove drawings, let me put this back on. So if this is support, right? So you
Mhm.
got your higher high, higher low, higher high here, right?
Mhm.
So I will not look for any shorting opportunities unless the market comes back down here, makes that lower high. Oh, that looks ugly. Hold on. Market comes down, makes a lower high, and then I'll look for sales. Because technically, this structure here will give you a lower low
Mhm.
right here.
Mhm.
And then this structure here will give you your lower high, right? Technically, that would also be considered like your break and retest. And I'll look for a
Yeah.
sell, all right?
Yeah.
So, and I like to trade on the 4 hour time frame because there's less noise and you can kind of see the bigger picture, you know?
So, so when you're trading on the 4 hour time frame, now I could see this break and retest, and I get that. But now on the 4 hour time frame, uh, on this is on the 4 hour time frame. If you were to okay, you wanted, let's say you wanted to pick an entry,
Mm-hmm.
you would go on a smaller time frame,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're on a smaller time frame, there's more noise. So how are you able to, what criteria do you base your entry off of on that smaller time frame?
So
Because
I'll show you an
I'm,
example.
yeah, I
Uh,
was, sorry, before you do, I was looking at uh EJ, EG, yeah, Euro GBP. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. I think this is the perfect chart. If you could, yeah.
mm,
So, yeah, yeah. So, would you say that that's a break and retest right
oh
there?
yeah, that's a break and retest. So I already had all these zones marked up from last week, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so this right here is a false breakout. All right, I'm not worried about that. That's a false breakout. Okay.
Yeah.
This right here is the upper zone region. This right here is another zone, right? So as you can see, the market failed to stay above this support area, right? And it came into this region.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will be looking for is to potentially see this pair come right here. at this level of support, because right now it's hugging resistance right now, right?
Yeah.
So I will go on the lower time frame, like the 1 hour, and I will wait to see rejection, whether it's bearish engulfing, a strong wick to the upside, something of that nature.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would also be careful because I'm potentially seeing a bullish flag formation right here. I don't know if you see that. So at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm also seeing a potential bullish flag, right? And
Yeah.
the market's not breaking this level of support right here.
Yeah.
So at the same time, you can also potentially look for buy opportunities. So I would not take a short until I see this. Then I'll take a short. Because what could happen, this thing honestly could break out of this flag, retest, and take back off. Because the overall trend is a bullish trend. If you look at the daily time frame, this is a bullish trend.
On the 4 hour, there's a trend line. You could actually draw a trend line through the past lower highs. Sorry, higher lows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because what it
And the
looks like
break,
is, go ahead.
yeah, you could. I don't think the trend line is complete because on my end, it passed through the whole, even this, it passed through this last, yeah,
Are you drawing it from here to here?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like, yeah. So right now, honestly, if I
Mm-hmm.
see, this is the 1 hour too. So if I see this bullish flag break out, like it looks like it's going to do, break
Mm-hmm.
out, retest, I'll take buy opportunities. And the way I would take that is I will place a buy. If it breaks out, I'll get on the retest right here. I'll keep it a very, very short stop loss of like 19 pips. And then I'll ride it at minimum for 56.
So doesn't that uh, invalidate the bias on the 4 hour time frame?
You said, does it invalidate what?
The initial bias of a short, like on the 4 hour
Um,
time frame,
so
there's that break. Yeah.
remember I said on the 1 hour also. So remember on the 4 hour, we identified a trend line that is following, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you honestly, you shouldn't look for shorting opportunities unless it breaks and retests this this right here. So really, unless it comes here, breaks trend line, and then comes to break the trend line, then it's gonna retest this level right here. So it'll look something like that. Yeah, I
Okay.
wouldn't sell. Let
Okay.
me,
Okay.
let me
Okay.
clean this up a little bit. I got a lot going on. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me delete this one and this one. And then let me go here. There we go. That looks better.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah, really this thing can buy. Yeah. Even now, if you were to get in, you only risking 45 pips. You know, your stop loss would be a little bit below this this low right here.
Uh-huh.
Really, you can put your stop loss at the wick. Because if it hits this wick, that means the trade's invalid. Yeah. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. It does.
And then the overall trend is bullish. So I personally might take this opportunity myself. Yeah, this is a
Nice.
good setup.
Wow, you see it coming back up to there.
You said what?
You see it coming right back up to there.
Yeah, at minimum right here.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I see that. But then why the next TP?
You said what?
I see it coming up to this level right here, but then I don't know why you use the initial target.
No,
The
I
initial
was just
target
trying to
was a
see
bit
how
higher.
far it was.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but this is a good setup. I actually might put this out in my chat.
I think I get what you mean on the 1 hour. I think I'll pay attention to it on 1 hour.
Yeah, because 1 hour is kind of showing you a nice bullish flag right now.
Yeah, and it looks like it's about to break out.
Yeah, it is. It's
Okay,
actually a nice trade.
I was actually going to ask if you could pull up one more chart.
1 second. Let me just. What chart?
USD card.
Ooh, really? That's funny because I already have that marked up. What you want to see?
Oh, I lost like $400 on USD card in less than 1 week trying to long this shit. Like, okay, how about this? If you go on the 1 hour time frame or 30-minute time frame, you're going to see a bunch of boxes around. Like,
Hey,
I know
by
you
the
don't do
way,
people.
I
I know you
don't
don't.
trade I don't trade box strategy, man.
Yeah, I actually realized that. But if you look at that, you could see the box, the expansion, the
Yeah, I'm
almost
sorry.
profit wave.
I don't trade that because when I look at USD CAD right now, right, I see
Yeah,
a descending triangle, right? And
yeah.
I see the break to the downside, the retest, and the continuation down. That's what I can see right now just from looking at it.
So you think it already had the retest right now?
What, CAD?
Yeah,
Yeah, but for some reason, man, CAD is moving slow.
yeah.
Yeah, CAD is, I don't know what's going on. Like
New.
CAD is moving just so slow. But yeah, I see this dropping. And actually, I see it dropping the next target down here at 3.2, 100.
Oh, wow. I think it's retesting right now.
Yeah, you mean that triangle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so slow. I actually, honestly, it really hasn't fully broke the triangle because I want to see it, bearish engulf. I want to see it fully break out some more, come back to retest structure, and then keep going down. I haven't seen that yet.
That'll probably happen on a smaller time frame.
Yeah, it could. That's another tricky thing about it. Stuff like that happens on a smaller time frame. But when I look at the 1 hour, it barely. I mean, yeah, it did break. Then you got to make sure you draw your lines correctly. Yeah,
Use the line chart.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's breaking nice retesting. This would be a nice setup because you can enter here and then you can put your stop loss right there. And then you have your boom.
Wow.
This is a
That
very
would
nice
be a
setup.
crazy drop.
I can delete this. I don't need that line. And then I can put this right here. And then boom, very good setup. 2.75 to 1 ratio. You can risk 37 pips on this. The only downside about this setup is that there's CAD news on Friday. So I don't know how that's gonna affect CAD. It might make
That's
CAD
probably why
stronger.
it's slow.
You said what?
That's probably why it's been slow.
Yeah. Here's let me see. There's news. There's and from the way this news is looking, if the actual is better than the forecast, CAD will be stronger. But it's moving very, very slow. And quite frankly, I hate when things retest on a smaller time frame this slow. But yeah, I would take a sell than a buy on this. But I would wait for this to kind of break this area some more.
With a stronger candle.
Yeah, I'll wait for it to break more and then do a sell limit. I'll be more comfortable with a sell limit because right now, honestly, it can still take off to the upside.
Wow. Okay, so but then if it was to take off to the upside, you still wait for a breakout and retest.
Yeah, so if it broke out to the upside, it'll look something like this. It will be here, it'll break out, it'll retest, and then you get the continuation. And then ignore how high this point is. It doesn't have to go this high. But if it was to retest, it would retest two areas. It would retest here, it could retest here, or it could retest here, right? So when it breaks out, I'll be looking at this whole zone as a whole area of potential retest structure. And then if you go to the 4-hour time frame, right, it would go all the way up to here and stop. Because this would be the retest of this previous support.
Yeah,
resistance.
That's actually what I was trying to trade. That's what I was trying to trade. This move right here.
So I got into this setup for the buy yesterday, thinking that it was ready to go off to the upside and retest here, but it wasn't. So that's why. So you see how in the 4-hour I said to wait because this thing really hasn't broken too much of structure yet. So that's really why I'm waiting. Let me send this to my group. That's really why I'm waiting for this to really break because honestly, the best way to trade is to identify, obviously identify the trend, right? Then once you identify the trend, identify what the market could potentially do. So we obviously know the trend. We obviously identified what the market could potentially do. We obviously figured out the two areas it can go to. If this thing breaks out to the upside, I know it's going to retest here and come here. Guaranteed it's going to come here. But I know if it breaks here and retests, it's going to come here. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
So the best way is honestly is to wait. Because if you wait for the breakout, you're gonna win the trade. If you wait for the breakout and the retest, you're gonna win. That's a guarantee you're gonna
win. That makes so much sense. Do you use this on indices?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally stay away from indices because man, there's so much news involved and it's one of those things. There's too much going on, man. Like, yeah, I can trade it and do good, but then sometimes it's just like, oh, something happens, feds pump money, or just something crazy happens out of my control, Like,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But you know, I see scalping indices as like a really, really profitable option, but you know, too risky. Way too risky, especially for my account size. Yeah. For now, so you just stick to the major FX pairs.
Yeah, these are all the pairs I really trade, and I really don't trade Euro
Oh,
AUD. I'm gonna just
you
delete that.
don't trade any other pair beyond beside these ones.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo, that would take a lot of discipline.
You said what?
That would probably take a lot of discipline.
Yeah, it makes it easier because what happens is the less pairs you have, the less things you have to watch. The less things you have to watch, the more focus you have, the higher chances of you catching your moves. You know, when you have 30 pairs listed, it's hard, you know?
You just deal with some days you don't trade, some days you don't trade,
Yeah,
right?
some days, yeah. Actually, I didn't take what's today, Wednesday? I didn't take my first real trade until Tuesday.
Wow.
Because like if you don't see anything, man, you know, there's no point. Or sometimes you have to wait for things to set up, you know.
Yeah.
Like right now, I have my chat. We're trading this right here. So when you look at GBP Chef, right,
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously that the market is in a
It's
range.
back at entry.
You said what?
It's back at your entry.
Yeah, it is. Let me clear this up. No, so when you look at this, my entry, so my entry is where the market is. We didn't enter until the actual here. We entered down here. This is where we entered at, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
you look at this, all right, so you see how the market's in a range, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a range. So what's it called? This area here used to be resistance, support, resistance, and support, right? Market came to the
Yeah.
top of the range on the fourth
Mm-hmm.
touch, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
dropped. Okay. So the market now created a higher low, right?
Oh,
So what I'm looking at now is for the market to push back up again, break above here, retest,
retest.
and keep going. So what it might do
Oh,
is what it might do. So it went up, made a higher low. It might make another lower high, and then make another higher low again, come up, retest, and that's the next resistance.
oh, man.
So I won't be looking for, I won't be selling unless market dips beneath here, does that, and then it'll go there, right? So this is the thing I was telling you. Until this higher low gets broken, I don't see sales.
Man, I really I need to mark up my charts the way you do with zones and support and resistance.
You know?
Like that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually see this. I see this. I see this. I see this.
Yeah, I don't know for sure
So,
what happens, so we'll see.
well, no, it makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm
No,
trying to say.
I had the same revelation when I started really trading like this. It makes sense. Everything like the thing about trading, honestly, it's really
Yeah,
mental, man. It's really an emotional game. Like the more time you put into charting up,
yeah.
when you start getting into setups, emotions go away, right? But it's really all emotional, man. Once you keep putting in that time in the charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
eventually it's like, man, this is easy. I've seen this before. I know how this stuff reacts. And that's why I don't trade with colors. Everything is black and white. So I can just see how the structure plays. I don't care about the color of the candle. Right. Because I can tell you this baby candle right here, right? The
Mm-hmm.
one that already closed. Without me, without me looking at my colors, I already knew this was a bullish inside bar. I already knew it. Anytime you have so this is my confluence. I'm gonna break down my confluence on this on why I'm taking this trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the fourth touch of resistance. Okay, that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. That's a lot of touches, right? The market came down and made a higher low at a previous support area, right? Okay. The market also made a inside bar baby candle inside of a huge bearish engulfing, right? They closed at the same they closed at the same level, right? Market is still holding support. So you know what that tells me? The bearish momentum is dwindling. Okay. If I switch to my colors, it's bullish. Bullish pin bar, right? Or bullish
Yeah.
inside bar, whatever you want to call it. As long as we hold this level, I see this playing out. Now, if we break beneath this current higher low, then of course it could sell. But if we hold it, we're going up.
I just jumped into this trade.
And
GBP
it's a very small risk because it's only 35 pips.
It's
Which honestly,
only,
35 pip risk, that's it.
oh wow.
Very small.
Yeah, that's actually small.
Really, to be honest, you could really risk 30 because you know if it comes into this region, the trade's invalid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, man.
But you don't think it could wick down, like just do a quick scam wick.
You said what?
You don't see it throwing a wick down, like a quick scam wick, the way it just wicks down and stops niggas out.
Like a stop hunt?
Yeah.
No, I don't see this thing doing a stop hunt. I only see stop hunts on like bigger pairs like indices, gold, pairs that people really pump a lot of money into. Those are the only like BTC. I don't see this thing doing a crazy stop hunt like that.
Mm,
I do see this playing
yeah.
out, to tell you the truth. Actually, matter of fact, I myself personally might end up taking this position myself as a personal one. And I'll just take it to this current structure here, which will put me right here. Yeah, I just myself might take this and go ahead and take screenshot now.
Oh,
Because as long as the market doesn't break beneath here, which probably won't, should be good. Let me just go ahead and put this on my desktop. Yeah, I also
do
hold
you
my
have a
positions.
problem?
What happened?
Do you have a problem with timing? Like, is there a fixed time you like taking trades?
No,
Like maybe just like
I just
logged
wait to
on
see
during
how things hit
certain.
certain zones. I don't have certain times.
Well, I actually tried working strictly with. Actually, okay, what I try to do is day trading. So like just trades for the day, just trades for the day, just trades for the day. Well, that's not so great.
Yeah, I just focus
So
on, you know, where things are, where they are. I don't really focus on like the time of day, you know.
Well, I actually thought that matters.
As long as I obviously don't trade when the swaps are coming in because it's harder, but I just
Yeah,
wait to see where structure is, and then I just go off that.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That just means you may be sitting in the trade a bit longer, right?
What happened?
That just means you may be sitting in the trade a bit longer.
Sometimes, yeah. I usually hold my trades for at least like a day or three because of the time frame I trade on is so big.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried this the FTMO challenge?
No, not yet.
You don't want to?
Not yet, man. I will one day.
Wow, damn, you probably should, man.
I probably should.
Actually,
I feel
yeah,
like it
because
would help me on risk management a lot.
is that something you're struggling with?
Personally, I'm not gonna lie. My biggest issue is I get greedy.
Yeah, holding to TP,
You said
holding
what?
till all TP, holding till all TPs get hit.
Yeah, that's sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't do that. You
Yeah,
know.
is that what you mean? Is that what you mean?
No, I get greedy as I stack positions unnecessarily at times.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then if it does go against you, you take like a really fat L.
yeah.
Wow.
But I hope this helped, man.
Yo, man, this helped a lot, man. Like this helped so much. This helped
Oh,
a
see this right
ton.
here?
Like, yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off.
break and retest.
This is a perfect example, right? So
Break
yeah,
and
got
retest.
your higher high here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. So this is your high or low right here. Okay. So now
Mm-hmm.
people are looking at this like, okay, now you have a lower high.
Lower high. Yeah.
But really, what's
Exactly.
going to end up happening is the market already broke and retested out of this range. So all it's going to do now is, um, hold on, crap, boom, 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 another take off. You know, all it's going to do
Yeah.
is make a, uh, that's the higher high. This is a higher low. This is your lower high. This is another higher low, and then take off.
Nice.
But I really hope this all helped you, man.
Hello, man. I'll be marking out charts and sending your way. You could
All right,
just give me your 2 cents on them, but this helped a lot. Like
okay,
I'm seeing it a bit more clear.
it's good, man. Make sure